Thank you for giving us this opportunity to introduce our article titled Endoscopic Morphological Features of Ulcerative Colitis-associated Dysplasia, classified according to the SCENIC consensus statement. I am Shinya Sugimoto, the first author of this article.
Hi, I'm Dr. Takanori Kanai, the corresponding author of this study. So I would like to introduce our hospital. Keio University is one of the biggest IBD center in Tokyo, Japan, with over 2,000 IBD patients. So this time I would like to introduce our current studies focusing on the early detection of high-grade dysplasia in ulcerative colitis patients. At the beginning, why did you feel a need to do this study?
Because the early detection of dysplasia is difficult owing to the complex background of the inflamed mucosa of ulcerative colitis and the morphological diversity of regions. The natural cause and the morphological features of dysplasia have rarely been shown in detail. Recent advances in endoscopic tools and diagnostic techniques have made possible the detection of early dysplasia. However, the description of the endoscopic findings of dysplasia have remained ambiguous. In 2015, descriptive phases of dysplasia, which were modified from the PARI classification, were recommended for adoption in the SCENIC consensus statement. However, these phrases were just a description of the terminology. No images of the endoscopic morphology were included, and no clinical characteristics were shown. Therefore, we investigate the clinical characteristics and endoscopic morphological features of high-grade dysplasia according to the SCENIC consensus statement in a clinical setting.
What does current study add to the existing knowledge?
Our study highlights the concept that endoscopists should perform colonoscopy primarily in the rectum and sigmoid column to detect high-grade dysplasia, and they should be familiar with the endoscopic features of high-grade dysplasia, including recognition of the distinct borders of regions. In our study, 39 regions of high-grade dysplasia that were detected by targeted biopsy of 31 patients were reviewed. Nearly 80% of the regions were located in the rectum and sigmoid column. In total, 0, 6, 19, 12, and 2 regions were classified as pedunculated, sessile, superficial elevated, flat, and depressed, respectively. Because high-grade dysplasia was frequently associated with an elevated area, we recommend that targeted biopsies be performed for elevated areas. All flat or depressed regions were recognized as abnormalities with a distinct border that were red in color. We thus recommend that targeted biopsies also be performed for reddish areas with a distinct border that can be distinguished from the surrounding chronic mucosa. Owing to standardized terminology, endoscopists have become increasingly aware of the presence of visible, flat, superficial elevated regions, which were previously recognized as invisible regions. The findings of chromoendoscopy and magnifying colonoscopy may be useful in distinguishing regions from the surrounding mucosa. This may lead to careful observation, including distinct border recognition and improvement in the overall detection of high-grade dysplasia, which would result in the improvement in the prognosis of patients with high-grade dysplasia.
So next questions. How do you detect dysplasia?
Then we will move to the endoscopy center and explain it. This is our endoscopy center. Dr. Yasushi Iwao is a leading authority in the field of the diagnosis of dysplasia in Japan. He always keeps capturing beautiful endoscopic images. Hi.
Hi.
Could you explain about the endoscopic diagnosis of dysplasia?
On surveillance colonoscopy, to detect the dysplastic region, my attention is paid to slightly elevated region and to localize reddish and rough mucosa, different from surroundings. So, just now, I can show you a VTR of surveillance colonoscopy when I found out a flat type high-grade dysplasia presented in our paper.
Thank you.
Regular white light colonoscopy was performed for a long-standing UC patient. I noticed a slightly rough and reddish area. Next, indigo-carmine dye spraying technique was performed. By the way, we do not adopt pancreas endoscopy. Although it was almost flat mucosa, a rough surface structure was observed. Next, using magnifying endoscopy, I could detect the demarcation line of dysplasia. Finally, the best magnifying images of this region are presented here, same as figures in our paper.
Thank you. We emphasize that the recognition of the morphological features of high-grade dysplasia is important for the early detection of high-grade dysplasia, and endoscopists should always look for high-grade dysplasia when they perform colonoscopies, particularly carefully in the rectum and sigmoid column. Based on our findings, endoscopists should also recognize that high-grade dysplasia usually has a flat area that surrounds the regions, and that the color of regions and the findings of magnifying colonoscopy may be useful in distinguishing regions from surrounding mucosa. Further investigation is needed to confirm our findings. Thank you very much for your kind attention.